Hi all. Right, on to the first Allied impulse of the 18th, and yeah, we need to play this. We need to get this stack of units out. So that's quite a big stack, but I'll tell you what, it's probably not enough for what I'd like to be trying to do because all the stuff the Germans have done broke right through. So anyway, that's going to be my move. Okay, so there's all the units now. The 82nd Division, that's the paratroopers, there's 4 of them. They're all strategic, and the 30th Division units are not strategic. So we'll need to be quite careful about how we want to deploy these. My thinking is probably deploy the 82nd first, because then it'll give. There's no 30th Division units on the board at the moment. So the fact if we're able to place them along strategically, we can then place them within 3 of them. So because we'll be looking to go within 3 of a unit in the same corps. It's either that or the 30th Division ones are going to have to end up along within 3 of these units here. So that kind of makes some sense to do it that way. So it's quite a big deployment area. It's this line north. So, and as you can see, we've got a German unit in Houghton and La Roche. Obviously we've got St Hubert there. We can't get down to that. 1, 2, 3, 4. He can actually reach that, can't he? Dearie me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But he can reach Rochefort as well. So I still think it's better playing this. I mean, obviously, bringing out the 10th Armoured units. But the thing is, they're deployed south of this line. So they're going to have to be deployed and then make a move to get up to the likes of St Hubert to cover that. So there's nothing we can get deployed in St Hubert without doing some other nonsense, I think. I don't think we have a card to be able to do it now anyway. So, but I mean, obviously the other issue now, the fact the 82nd are 4 units, we can't deploy them all in the same hex, clearly, because that would overstack. Now, I think it has a mention of that, doesn't it? Somewhere. Hang on till I find it. Yeah, there it is. It's under multi-unit deployment 7.2. US Airborne Divisions. 3 US Airborne Divisions consist of 4 units each. When deploying all units of an airborne division at the same time, place the 4 units in 2 adjacent hexes so as to avoid overstacking. Both hexes must be valid reserve placement hexes. So I'm assuming you could have them 2 and 2, but I suppose you could have them 3 and 1. It doesn't really state that wouldn't be an issue, but the relevance to that is I'm not too sure. But they've got to go, beside each other. So, like I say, we're going to have to work out where the best placement for them is, and then we can maybe stretch the 30th Division elsewhere. So I'm going to have a look and see what hexes are being threatened, really. I've clearly just looked, and Rochefort's 1, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Havelange, can't reach Havelange. We do have the 5th Corps units up there to maybe move to, is that Hugh or Hoy? And yeah. I was concerned about Verviers now as well. There's places all over the map, really, isn't there? And we've only got 12 Corps units left in the reserves, so oh dear. Yeah, it's a bit of a shambles, isn't it? Okay, I'll go and have a wee think to myself. Okay, yeah. I mean, although there's lots of places they like to put them, I'm worried about Verviers as well, because obviously the first SS just made a breakthrough here, like we talked about. But I've also just realised a bulk of my units are probably the 18 core units here, and we managed to retreat this guy out of this trouble here, and they probably would like to move up towards Verviers, maybe into Spa as well. Yeah, that's another one that's open, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spa's vulnerable too. I mean, they have just played the first SS card. That's not to say that they couldn't activate it again though. Yeah, like I say, so with me playing the 18th core card, I'm going to be hoping I've got the supplementary card as well to be able to move them. But yeah, I mean, I can't do everything. So I could deploy them up here, or the other option was deploy the 30th Division units up here. The only hex I can see where they could go is here or here, round about here, because they need to be within, well actually Malmedy's not any good either, that's 2 away, that's 3 away from a German unit, and we would be within 3 of them. So I think that's the only hex that they could be deployed in. And it's just not that great. I can't get to Spa straight away. Well, I suppose if I strategically move around 1, 2, 7, 8, yeah, you could. So I could deploy the 3 units up there and then just deploy the airborne units to the west, but I feel, I mean, if you look down in the middle here, the 47th, they've got a clear run here. I mean, they're just going to be coming west. I mean, some of them might get dragged into Bastogne, but their army markers up further north of Bastogne by quite a bit. So they might even just bypass it. Decisions. Okay, make your mind up, Grant. Okay, I've not quite made my mind up about everything, but I'm going to go for the 82nd in Rochefort. Oh, I'll put the 2 in there. Maybe not. Or maybe just put a 3 strength one in. What about that, Grant? Yeah, and then put the other 3 of them adjacent so they can move a bit further north. I mean, Dinant's where the 5th Panzer marker, army objective marker is. 1, 2, 3. I can't quite reach there with that, can I? I mean, if I was able to use strategic, yeah, I could get any Dinant. There's not a mad rush at the moment to get any Dinant, but then again, when am I going to be able to activate these again? You know, that could be the issue. Right, I'm forgetting these need to be 5 away, don't they? Because this is strategic deployment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so that's okay. So they're on a supply road, they're within the boundary just, and they're at least 5 hexes away from all enemy units and enemy towns, cities. Yeah, okay. I mean, the other thing could be going into Marché and grabbing that fuel marker. Well, sorry, protecting that fuel marker. Nah, I don't know if that's really something we should be bothering about, really. Yeah, well, I just can't make my mind up, but I think I'm going to keep them all over here then. So 1, 2, within 3, they could be placed there. They only need to be 3 away, remember, from a German unit, because they're not being deployed strategically. And they're within 3 of a core unit on a supply road in the boundary. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Right, let's just go with that. Actually, I'm just going to adjust slightly. I'm going to put one of the 2 strength units in there as well, because I might move one of the units up to Marche. I suppose one of them can come down as well, but well, it depends between now and me being able to activate these units again. Yeah, now I'm going to get to draw 3 cards here because we played 2 combat tactics in the last German impulse, so you never know. Okay, well, we go for that. What do you think, guys? Yeah, I'm not really sure. I think the strategy in the Allied solo game is tougher, or I'm finding it tougher. I mean, the Germans, no, it's not just about the Germans just need to head west. They do need to watch their supply road as well, which I found, and got caught out a bit with that as well. So, but this is harder. What bit do you need to cover? And yeah, okay. I'm going to go with that and hope that we get an activation of them again soon, and I can move the other units. I can try and get these guys moving up to this area before the first SS comes steamrolling through. Okay, right. Right. I'll draw. It's 3 cards, isn't it? It was 5 cards. My hand. Hand size 5. Yes. Okay, so I'll draw my 3 new cards. I'll let you see them. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what we've got. Okay, so we've got the first army card. 8 core, which is the one. Well, we just spent the supplemental on that for the bug out. And there's our core artillery back again, which is quite cool. We might chuck that in again for another artillery, because we've still got 3 cards in the draw pile, so maybe. The 8 core card, what's the... oh, that event's only on the 16th, 17th, isn't it? So there's no event. Nothing to deploy. Yeah, okay. I'm going to have to think about that. And then, first army card, that's the first time we've seen this. So what it says, activate any 1 first army corps and stacked units with bonus combat support. And what I think it happens is it any attacks you make, you benefit from artillery or something? Possibly something like that. But me just talking about activating the 18 core again, I could use that right away and get them activated next turn. There's no other units stacked with them. That's a good thing about this. If you've got other units stacked with them from, in fact, it wouldn't matter even if it was from the 3rd army, they would activate as well. So, okay. Well, at least we've got that to think about. So, right. So we'll be back with another German impulse shortly. Might just take a pause here, but I might be straight back. Okay, cheers. Hi all. Right, yeah, just straight back. For a bit. I might not have too long. However, I'm zoomed in here to pick up a little mistake that I'd made. It's not ended up causing too much trouble, I don't think, but Martin picked up that my first advance when we took St. Vith, my first advance into the Hex, I then advanced out of the Hex. No, hang on. Right, wait, I better get this clear. Hang on, I thought I had it just. Oh dear. Right, it's worse than I thought. This. Martin's obviously not noticed this either. I advanced the first unit into here when we defeat the unit in St. Vith. Oh no, it's not. It's the one that. It's the guy that. Is it the one that bugs out? No, it's not, Grant. It's not. This was just an attack. You must have eliminated the unit, I think. I might have to go back and look at this. However, the first unit advances, I think, from here into here, and then I advance my second hex into here, saying that this is where the primary arrow is. Well, this is a primary arrow for your 5th Panzer Army. and that's a secondary arrow of your 5th Panzer Army. That is a secondary arrow for the 6th Panzer Army. So, because I even bring that up later, don't I, when I noticed that. So I've obviously not noticed it there and just looked at maybe not seen the 5s. It is a wee bit tricky to see, and when you maybe just seen the big arrow. But, well, it's not that tricky to see, Grant, to be honest. Oh, that is going to cause more of a headache then. What's going to happen there? I think I'm going to have to go back and look at this. Okay, I've just reset things to show what was happening when we attacked Sittenbath. Now I can't remember, I think it was maybe this unit. So we eliminated this unit. And we had assault coordination, so these 2 units were involved. But remember, they can't advance after combat anyway, so I'm just going to put them back like that. So these are the 3 units that we've got. Now, so what I do when I advance after combat, I look at Unit 2 first. And yes, he's going to automatically advance into there. Right, I'll not put the control marker yet. And gain 2 victory points, which would do that. And then, wrongly in both cases, and Martin's obviously not noticed this either, unless this should be a 5 and a 6, but it just says it's just got a 5 with the big primary arrow. This one's got a 5 with the secondary arrow, and this one's got a 6 with the secondary arrow. So these 2 5s don't actually exist for us when we're in this hex, when we move into this hex or want to move out of that hex, because these are 6th Panzer Army units, not 5th. So the arrow he wants to consider is that one, which, right, okay. So he automatically advances into there. But the other thing, if this was the right arrow, and it might still be wanting to go that way, I've not quite looked at it yet, but just to show you what Martin picked up. As soon as I've, and obviously that's our town now, right? As soon as I've advanced that 2nd hex, with the 2 hex advance, ally supply can be traced to this town. It can go in there for 1, 2, 3, and then onto the road and away. So this is what Martin's picked up, that this unit shouldn't have moved out. Well, yeah, he's not going to move out at all, is he? So well, I can leave that there. So he shouldn't have moved out at all. What I thought I was just going to be able to do was switch these 2 units over. But I might as well do this properly now. I might have to do, that's the thing, if I have to do a dice roll, because I mean, I've moved the units. One of them was up here. I thought it was just a case of switching 2 about. Well, what would have happened then? Where would he have wanted to go? Well, it doesn't matter, because as soon as he moves out of this hex, ally supply is going to be traceable to that. So that's it. He's going to have to actually just stay there and finish his move. So then we would look at Unit 3. Well, he's going into a VP hex as well. So, yeah, actually, no, I can. I'm going to get away with it. So, what I did was, I'd moved this unit in here with 2nd hex, and then I moved this unit in automatically, and then I tried to move him back out because I thought that was his arrow. So, but we rolled too high. So what I'm going to say is, this unit's moved in, he's finished his move, he's wanted to move in, but that dice roll that he made didn't allow him to move in, so he's just stayed there. And then the infantry tried to move in as well, or did the infantry actually make it in? Hang on. Yeah, that's right, the infantry did succeed in moving in as well, which would have been fine. So, all that would have happened, the difference is, I had Unit 2 in here and Unit 3 in here. So basically what I'm going to do is just switch these 2 units over. So then when this unit makes its move, it's Unit 3 that moves up to just outside Toipon, and then, well, I'll move these units back into place because nothing had changed there. So there'll be a bit messing about there, but you know, I do like to keep keep things right again. So, and I know there was a sort of like, well, that wasn't your dice roll into there, but we did roll one dice for that guy coming back out in the field. So we'll just assume that that was a dice roll. It's maybe not a huge big deal, but yeah, it was well spotted by Martin that, although, well, no, that he was concerned with, he didn't want the unit move. He says the unit shouldn't move out. He probably didn't even look at this case that was a 5th Panzer Army arrow. That was me just noticing that just now, but it's not changed anything. Okay, so I'll put things back to normal now. Yeah, I was just trying to work out where these guys ended up, but they both went out and in. Now, hang on, something else came along into that though, didn't it? Right, give me a second here. Okay, I think I've got it now. So this, like I say, would have been Unit 3, but now we've switched 2 and 3 over. So he would have come out and in, he moved into there. Then this unit made a move along here into St. Vith. And then after that, this infantry unit also came out and went into here. So we ended up with that situation. And that infantry was in there beside the armoured unit. So that was it. And also, when we attacked, this is when we made the attack on this, and he bugged out into the forest. That was it. Okay. And that was something else I'd forgot about. Wee cube on there. I just didn't notice it because it's got that core objective marker there, but it's a hold value hex, so I should put a detachment in there. Right, I think that's us back to normal now. Right, next German impulse. Those 2 cards. 80 core. The division card. Right, I need to watch. I need to remember is it the 150th division who gets to ignore the zone of controls today. I need to remember not to slip up with that card, because it automatically goes in the command card box, doesn't it? So no primary cards, but this has got a command value of 2 and this has got a 1. Oh, we're getting commandos again, aren't we? Okay, so we've got an event 16th to 18th, it's commandos. So let's go and remind ourselves what that does. Yeah, knew it wasn't good. So the commandos event is discard the top card from the allied draw pile. If exhausted, discard a card of your choice from your hand. Well, it's not exhausted, so I'm going to have to discard the top card, which is, okay, it's a division card, maybe not so bad. Yeah, to be honest, that's, well, I've kind of got lucky with that. That doesn't look too bad. I mean, the combat tactic was artillery, which is possibly what we might have been considering doing that, but however. Okay, so that's that event done. So no support card for them anymore anyway. So now they're going to play this. And first applicable command is going to be activate all units in the core. So that's 80 core now. They have a core objective marker. So let's go and have a look. Okay, so there's only 4 units in this core. Oh, that's just caught that while I was thinking about it. We do have an active unit in the reserves. So this is activated now. So if anything happens, that might come out. So there's no allied roadblocks adjacent to any of the units. The objective marker for the army, there's still not a German unit proximate or within 2, and the core marker, there's still allied units within 3. So they're going to stay as they are. And we're going to now look into the movement. And remember, this is a core movement, so it's 9.23. I still haven't got an answer to my question that we were hoping. Like I say, I think it's really just John that needs to, or any of his guys that are involved in the game, about the army objective marker and core objective marker, but I think we had decided that we were going to treat it as the core objective. So if anything that talks about this core doing something towards the army objective marker, we're probably going to be looking at the core objective marker. I think that's probably what the intention was, but it would be nice to still get an answer to that. Maybe one day we'll get something. Okay, so 9.23, moving units with core objectives. So let me have a look. Okay, it looks kind of simple in this case. The movement's pretty simple anyway, there's not going to be any. Because they're all adjacent to this unit. So they're not going to move at all, they're just going to sit there. And yeah, that's going to be that. So step 4 could be place eligible active reserve units. Now we've got an active reserve unit this time. On German detachment markers. Right, hang on a sec, I'll need to look this rule up. I don't think we've looked at this yet, have we? Right, I was about to start looking into it because it is quite a complex wee rule, but this just started on the 18th and it's only applicable on the 18th for reserve infantry units. Well, it's an armoured unit we've got in the reserve, an armoured unit that's active in the reserve units box. It's this guy here. So I think I'll just leave that rule just now until we're actually going to do something with it. As of the 21st, you also check any type of unit as long as it's non-bracketed. Okay, so we're going to see if there's going to be an attack. I'm pretty sure there probably will. Because we've got, well, mind you, 4 of that's coming across the river, isn't it? But so we've got 4. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead here. Where are we? Right. Okay. Attack check sequence. So we've got 4, 6, and then that's 4, isn't it? Yeah. So another 2. So that's 8 against 2, which is 41. Yeah, it looks like that's going to go ahead. I don't think he's getting anything, is he? Forest improved, no adjacent supply unit. Yeah, okay, so it's 8 against 2, so it is 41, so yeah, we don't need to roll a dice, that's happening. Okay, so we're going to draw a combat tactic. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh, 5th Panzer Army card. Well, that's probably quite lucky again then, isn't it? We drew the 6th Panzer Army card, well, the last impulse, didn't we? I think. Yeah, and this is even stronger. Yeah, that's probably a good thing for us. Okay, so they get artillery and assault coordination with that, which again is only going to benefit them from artillery. Well, apart from the extra chip pool, but yeah, well, I suppose they've got the reduction in hit, mind you, which I had just remembered that last time. Almost forgot about that again, but I kind of slipped from my mind that one. I did look back, I did notice, I think it was the talk of that last wee mistake I made. I think that's the last time assault coordination did apply, and I hadn't thought about it. And I don't think I'm pretty sure the Germans didn't take a hit there, so I think we've got away with it up to now. Okay, so there's no support card. Oh yeah, he's got a reserve, hasn't he? Of course. So he's going to apply that. Um, yeah, so add active reserve units to the combat by placing them in valid hexes adjacent to the target hex. Right, okay, this is going to happen. So we just need to find out where it's going to go again. Okay, so the hex has got to be adjacent, obviously, to the attack, and then German reserve supply can be traced to the hex, and then it would not cause overstacking. So it certainly can get placed in any of these hexes. Reserve supply can be traced from any of them, and it wouldn't cause overstacking even if it was in here. But it wants to try and find an empty hex first, but each of these empty hexes, we can't trace reserve supply even from this one. Because remember, well, mind you, that's something across the river, but this would have to cross to there, and there's no road there. So the 3 empty hexes aren't applicable. So it says if more than one hex, place a unit in a hex causing the defender to be surrounded, then a hex not across a river from the defender. So that rules this hex out as well. So it's going to be between these two. We're not able to cause surround. So, and then in a hex with the fewest German units, well, there's 1 in each hex. So we're going to have to, more than one choice remains, placing the hex closest to the reserve unit's army objective. Well, here we go again. It's reared its head again, because it says army objective there, and the army objective, is it the army objective? Should it be the core objective, which is kind of like what we've been swaying towards. The other thing could be, does it really matter here? And I don't think it does, so I think we'll get away with it, because this hex is 2 away from the core objective, where this one's 1, 2, 3, and obviously this one's closer to the army objective as well. So it looks like the unit's going to go in here. Yeah, so that's added another 2 to the battle, so, well, they're coming in. Put that on top, that's 6, 8, and then, yeah, it's going to up the odds, because that's an R2 coming across. So 10 to 2, so odds are going to be 5 to 1. And chip pools are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. No elites, but 1 for a 3-step unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that's 6. And then 2 for the 2 combat tactics. So 8 chip pools, 5 to 1. That's pretty good. Pretty good for that core. So now, do we want to play a combat tactic or 2? I keep not thinking about the fact you can play more than 1, but I don't want to burn all my cards away, you know. So, right, let me have a look and see what I might think about. Well, I've got a few options again. I've got screen again, obviously, which would knock his chip pools down to 6 away from the large attack, which is quite good. I've got the core artillery again. Again, he's played artillery, so that's a bit random what you're going to get. I've got tank battalion, which would increase that to a 3, so the odds would then drop to 3 to 1, and I would have armour. And within that reserve unit, he's brought armour into the battle as well, so he might benefit from that, whereas if we get armour as well, it might negate that. And the last option, I've got engineers, but I can't play that because I'm in a town. The last one would be which I'm unlikely to be playing, is the first army card. You can use that for any tactic that you want. So, yeah, I wouldn't be able to reinforce the battle anyway, so. No, I'm not gonna, I don't want to use that card. Wondering about the possibility of using more than 1. I don't know, how important is this area down here? It feels a bit wrong, just like thinking, well, we're not going to bother about you. Okay, let me have a think. Okay, I think I'm going to play the core artillery again. The fact that it shuffles in again, I've still got a couple of cards in my draw pile, so it will shuffle in. And I'm probably going to, my next impulse is probably going to be the 1st Army card and activate the 18 core units. So I might want to use this to activate the 5th core units, but it's going to shuffle into my draw pile. So, and like I say, I won't need it next turn because I'm going to do the 1st Army card. You know, I'm just wondering. I mean, I could play Screen as well, or I could play Tank Battalion as well, but I don't think I'm going to play any more cards. I mean, the Tank Battalion, the 8 core, I probably don't want to do anything with them. I mean, I think they've got, I think there's 1 unit there, 1 unit there, and then they've got the unit in Bastogne, but I don't really want to do anything with them anyway, so I'm thinking, why not use that Tank Battalion then? I just feel like there's maybe a more important battle to use it on, possibly. Okay, I'm just going to go with that. So, 8 chip pools, 5-1 odds. We've both got artillery in the battle. And he's got assault coordination as well, so he's going to negate one of the hits. Well, if we get any hits. Okay, so I'll go and get the chits now. Well, that's pretty bad. Wish I'd played Screen now. There's 2 large attack in there. Mind you, I don't suppose we would have drawn that one. If that had been that would have been 6 we would have drawn. This was wood for a city, and it's just clear on the back, so I was hoping for a broken there. We did get that broken one there. And there's also, if we'd played Tank Battalion, we would have cancelled that one out as well, but well, we did not, so I'm thinking that's probably enough to get that guy. Hang on. Ah, yeah, no, we're just okay, aren't we? It's D3, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the -1. So 3 hits, but we're on a time, so we'll drop to 2. And then we can go retreat, become dispersed, and take no hits. Okay, so I'll just move things out of the way. It's getting a bit messy down here. And I'll retreat that unit twice and disperse it. It's going to take this away as well. No artillery there, eh? Mind you, 5th Panzer Army card away, so it's quite good. That's the 6th and the 5th, so... Right, and I'm going to shuffle this back in as well. Yeah, okay, so first retreat has to go there. And... yeah, I'm as well going at the town. It's a clear hex, that town, unfortunately, but... I'm still better going in there. It's going to be able to soak a hit up. So, and then dispersed. Okay, and then no hits to him, but let's just see about any advances. Okay, so advance, this is the lowest numbered unit. He's going to advance on, because there's no arrows into that town, but it is a town, so, and there's no units already advanced. So he's got a 1 to 7. I'm just going to roll this off camera. He's rolled a 10, so he's not moving. The next unit is the armoured unit underneath. So again, he would advance on a 1 to 7. Oh, he's rolled an 8, so no. So next would be 5 and 6. Now it's slightly different for them because primary, the route of advance, primary, secondary, forward route. Well, that's what that might be the case, isn't it? That is a primary route for them. I was going to say because the next part of that is or across the river and closer to army objective, which that would be the case as well. So that's an auto advance. So he's going to auto advance into there. Grab a control marker, Grant. So they take that town. Now, this other unit will not be able to do that because it's across an unbridged river. So he can't advance. And then the last one's unit 7. Well, that's his primary route. There's 1 unit advance. So he will advance on a 1 to 6. Well, that's an 8 as well, so all high rolls there. So yeah, that's going to be that. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be it. There's no eligible active units to go back to the reserves. I've all done something, so yeah, that's our impulse over. So I'll clear things up. Yeah, and there's no support card, so that's used up 2 cards. So I'll clear things up there, and we'll be back with an Allied Impulse sometime soon. Okay, guys, cheers.